Hello people, today we're going to talk about this magnificent tool called Playlist Supply, and they've added a new function, a new feature called video playlists. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about YouTube video playlists and how important they are. I did a ChatGPT search just a few minutes ago, and basically I asked it how many people listen to YouTube, how many people actually watch YouTube, and it says it's got 2.5 to 2.7 billion monthly active users. And if you compare that to Spotify has 713 million monthly active users. That is 8 times larger than Spotify. So basically what we're saying here is that Spotify itself isn't the thing that we should be only thinking about. We should be thinking about the one system, which is YouTube, that attracts the most people. And now this is kind of a no-brainer, and I know that with myself and a lot of other artists in the past, they have focused on YouTube videos, but not as much as Spotify. Now, the thing is, if you can get on one of these very large playlists, you can attract new people to your music and to your artist project, and therefore gain listeners. And when you gain listeners, they'll look for your song and they'll say, oh, this is a song that I like, and then they'll go into Spotify and listen to it as well. So gaining traction on playlists within YouTube is a really important and useful marketing thing. But the thing is, in the past, I've gone in and asked people individually, and that takes time. And when I say ask, I'm literally going in, searching for the right playlists. I'm emailing them individually, then going to the next one and doing that. And that just takes a long time. But these guys at Playlist Supply have super simplified the whole process. And I'm going to walk through with you how this works and how easy it is. So let's click on video playlists, and we'll click on a genre that we might want to work with. So let's click on lo-fi. I'm not a lo-fi artist, but just the first genre that came into my mind. But if you say, for example, are a house music artist or rock music, you want to type that in the genre search. So let's click on search like that. And straight away you start seeing results. Even if it's not fully finished, the results keep coming through. Now, what I like to do, and what you can do if you want, is sort by videos or views. So let's do a sort by views. Now, you may be interested really in some of these larger playlists, but you might also think you're not going to have as much of a chance in a larger playlist, and maybe you want to focus, say, on mid-range playlists. Let's go to the second page here. So we're talking about around the 10,000 mark. So sometimes it's better to go for the mid-range ones that have less likelihood of people contacting them than these huge ones. But if you have a lot in less, sometimes it's more than having one in a lot, if that makes any sense. Maybe not to you, but it does to me. So there you go. So you've got all of this information, but this particular one here doesn't have any email address, but you do have a lot of contact information. You've got Instagram and you've got SoundCloud. So if you really want to get, say, on this playlist here, you can click on those. You can actually have a look at the link for the playlist, and you can actually click on the playlist itself and you can see the playlist here. But if you say want to find the channel instead of the playlist, you can actually go to the channel directly like that. And then you can go in and look at their profile. Their profile sometimes contains email or contact information. Usually it contains a bunch of information which could be useful or may not be useful. But I'm going to tell you something. If there is an email address, it'll be here in Playlist Supply. So one thing that could be useful to do is sort by email. Then you may want to select quite a few of these. Select these ones here. Now, there's two things you can do here. The first one is save to my playlist database. Now, what that does is it just saves them on a permanent basis, because what this search does when you refresh it is it disappears and you can search again. You can search again for different search terms. So you don't want it just to be here. You can add it to my playlist DB, which is something we'll have a look at in a moment. Or the other thing you can do is click on CSV or Excel and then just open it. As you can see, I've done this already before. And there you go. You've got all of the information you want in a Excel format. So if you may want to, for example, look at email addresses here and maybe do a sort by email address. So just do a data, and you don't have to do this, by the way. This is just something I like to do with this type of data. And there you go. You've got a bunch of email addresses that you can use. And yeah, the other thing you can do perhaps, and this is not even part of Playlist Supply, is you can say select a bunch of things like this and just say, listen, CoPilot, help me out here. Make me a list of unique email addresses and write me an email that I can use to ask to be placed on their playlists or whatever. And CoPilot's pretty good at this thing, and obviously you can use any other AI platform to help you write emails. And here we've got a CSV ready list of emails, and this is unique because on the spreadsheet it wasn't unique, but this is unique, so there's no duplications or anything like that. And you could email all these people, but I would not really spam email people. I'd do some research into the people that you want to select, and then once you are happy with them, then you select them, and then you click the ones you want, and click them and send them to your playlist database. So in this case we've saved 10, and this is just really adding the 10 to the ones I already have. So we just click on the YouTube playlist tab like that, and I've already collected quite a few email addresses and contacts here, but this is on another level. But in reality, what you'd want to do is do some research and find the ones that you want, the ones that actually fit your music style. And that's it. Once you go back into search tool, you can see everything is gone, and then you can search again. So in a previous video, I went through what all of these other things do. I've got a link to that video in the description, so you guys can check that out as well. But if you've got any questions at all, please ask. Do not be afraid to ask. I am very helpful. Just enjoy using it. I think it's a fantastic tool. Bye.